Well, tonight at 9:30, fear or fact, Delta ignited a firestorm when they announced a ban on all pit bulls, even if they're trained service dogs or even emotional support animals.
So the big question tonight is, what facts did Delta use to come up with this ban? Delta's ban goes into effect this week, and it is having a big impact on Arizona's families. This is a special report, Brandon, that you've been working on for a while now. So the question, did they base that ban on fact or on fear?
That is a question we tried to get answered tonight, and it's why we turned to the experts for this story. I want everyone at home to know tonight that we reached out multiple times to Delta Airlines asking them what facts did they use to come up with their ban. We wanted to get just simply a better understanding of where they're actually coming from. Delta refused an on-camera interview for this story. They would only give me the same statement that they posted on their website. In all of our efforts to deliver a fair report tonight, we reached out to nearly a dozen animal experts right here in the Valley. Not one of them would go on camera to defend Delta because they all believe the ban is flawed. Here's fact number one. Animal Friends Pet Insurance Company says the dog most likely to bite, it is the family favorite, the Labrador Retriever. Now, in all fairness to labs, they are the most popular family pet, so experts will tell you not too surprising that there would be more incidents of a lab biting somebody. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other facts. Fact number two, the American Veterinary Medical Association says German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Jack Russell Terriers, Chow Chows, your Spaniels, your Collies, your St. Bernards, Labrador Retrievers, and yes, Pit Bull mixes were most represented breeds in dog attacks. Our question tonight, why did Delta single out just the Pit Bull? Fact, Rottweilers, American Bulldogs, Dobermans, and German Shepherds, all of these dogs you see right here have more powerful bites than a Pit Bull. But those dogs, they're not banned. Also tonight, a fact, Canine Journal reports that a large percentage of dog bite attacks are misreported, with the victim improperly identifying the wrong dog. Most of them blame the Pit Bull, when in fact it was another breed that attacked them.
And this is Daisy. Come here, Daisy. Come here. Good girl. We're partners. We depend on one another to get through our day. And we do it day by day. And it's been good. She's been, oh my gosh, she is the love of my life. Yes, she is.
Delta Airlines has infuriated a lot of people today. They just announced a new policy that bans all pit bulls from flying on the plane as a service animal. It says, quote, pit bull type dogs will not be allowed on flights as emotional support animals. Officials say this decision came from several employees being bitten, and they want to make sure that everyone is safe.
My name is Rudy Ramos. I was a sergeant in the Army. I was in the Coast Guard prior to the Army, so I'm a dual vet. I was in South Korea, did 2 tours in South Korea. My opinion of this Delta incident is discrimination and ignorance, and it saddens me.
Rudy is a veteran who fought proudly for our country. He served 2 tours in the Korean War. He suffers PTSD. He also has hearing loss. He has a service dog, a trained service dog who just so happens to be a pit bull named Daisy.
I have physical deformities where I can't do what I should be able to do, what most people can do. I can't walk very far. I have memory loss. Sometimes I get myself turned around and I don't know direction very well, hence Daisy. Daisy, she knows how to get home. So no matter where I'm at, she knows how to get home.
Delta says in their statement that they are here to support our veterans who need service dogs. In the same statement, they put a ban on pit bulls. Delta is telling Rudy, you're not allowed. You're not allowed, Rudy, a veteran of Korean War. You are not allowed, Rudy, on one of our flights because your service dog is a pit bull. How is that fair? How is that Delta supporting our nation's veterans?
I was lying in bed. It was a Sunday night. I just kind of reached over to kiss my husband goodnight, and I must have grazed across where that lump was. And all of a sudden, I had this like whoosh, this energy that just flew through me, and it still gives me goosebumps. I felt it on the back of my neck, and I just felt really, really stressed and like something really terrible.
Marika is a cancer survivor from the Valley. As Marika was fighting cancer, she suffered depression, and Marika thought about taking her own life. And that's when she knew she needed help.
I would think about dying a lot, so it's ironic because here I am trying to stay alive. But I would think about dying and the peace that that must bring. And so secretly I would kind of long for death because it was such a fight every day to live with myself, with the way I was afflicted by the trauma that I'd been through. Stella is a very important part of my toolbox in terms of how to cope.
Full transparency. People who follow me on social media, people who follow me on Instagram and Facebook and who watch me on 3TV all know. All of them know I have a love for pit bulls. I rescued a pit bull. But my agenda here is not about that. My agenda here is about seeking the truth, seeking the facts and the information, to try and get rid of the stereotypes, to try and get rid of all the bad misinformation that is out there, to find out why is it so many cities and towns have created bans on pit bulls, and why is Delta? Some of the most world-renowned pet behaviorists who look and study aggressive behavior in dogs still cannot understand why Delta came up with this ban.
I've been working with dogs professionally for 27 years, and I've probably trained about 10,000 of them. I do specialize in aggressions.
From your experience, and you're a professional, you work with dogs on a daily basis. You've worked with thousands and thousands of dogs, aggressive dogs. In your research, in your mind, in your expertise, does Delta have this one wrong?
Absolutely, they have it wrong. Absolutely. I can tell you personally, with the 10,000 dogs that I have trained, roughly, that I only was called out one time for a person-aggressive pit bull. Did you know that the collie is a more aggressive breed than pit bull?
I don't think America knows that.
America doesn't know that. They don't know that a Great Dane is more aggressive than a pit bull.
The animal experts that we spoke to as part of this story all say that Delta's decision to put a ban on pit bulls, their decision is based in fear and not in fact.
Next, come. Attaboy. Sit down. Delta, if they had it right and they were really trying to ban dogs that are aggressive, they would have to ban the Chihuahua, they'd have to ban the Dachshund, they would have to ban Jack Russell Terrier, and they'd have to ban 10 other breeds.
The most vicious attack that happened on a Delta flight happened back in 2016. It was not a pit bull. It was a Labrador Retriever who mauled another passenger. So why isn't Delta banning all Labrador Retrievers as service dogs? Why did they target pit bulls?
Flying in an aircraft, you're in close quarters. It's stressful for humans and dogs and any other animal alike. So if we're really concerned about safety, perhaps require all dogs to wear muzzles on a plane. Not just a particular breed, but all dogs, problem solved.
If we let them get away with it, who knows where it's going to stop.
Rudy takes public transportation. Rudy, Korean War veteran, he doesn't drive. He takes the bus, he takes the light rail. You know what his fear is? Rudy's fear is simple. If Delta gets away with this ban on pit bulls, who's to say the light rail isn't next? Who's to say public transportation isn't going to kick Rudy off the bus because his service dog is a pit bull? And then what does Rudy do? Well, what do you say to a huge corporation like Delta who will sit there and say, sorry, Daisy, you're not allowed on our flight because you got pit in you?
How dare you? How dare you? Who are you to do such a thing? If this dog is doing what it's supposed to be doing, let it be.
Probably most dogs have some kind of pit bull in them, and then who's making the determination? The person at the ticket counter that your dog has a blocky head?
And these aren't just dogs. These aren't just dogs that play in your backyard and part of your family. These are dogs that are trained to provide a service, to provide a better life to a Korean War veteran. These dogs are trained as an emotional support dog to give another human a second chance at life like Marika. What is your message as an animal behaviorist, somebody who is an expert and a specialist in aggressive dogs? What is your message to Delta that you want the CEO of Delta to hear?
I tried to contact Delta on 3 different occasions, and they're avoiding me at all costs. But what I would tell the CEO is that you probably have good intentions, but you're wrong.
So again, we told Delta Airlines about the people you just met and interviewed for this story so that Delta could fairly defend their ban. They chose, again, only to refer to their statement that we just aired. Animal experts, including insurance giant State Farm, say every dog, the pit bull, the labs, the collies, the poodles, all of them have the capability of biting. Listen, nobody wants to see somebody else get bit by a dog. And we know that there are people out there who abuse the system so that their dog can simply fly for free. Our question tonight, is there another solution to keep passengers safe? Our invitation to Delta, it is still on the table tonight. We invite them to share with us the information that they have. And we know that this is a very passionate topic for everyone. Sound off on our Facebook page tonight so that we can continue the conversation there.